Tonight on the Rosenberg Report, as 2 billion Christians around the world prepare to celebrate Christmas, what are the challenges facing Christians in Muslim-majority countries? Are they free to openly practice their faith? And how can we be praying for our brothers and sisters who've chosen to leave Islam and follow Christ? This week, come with me on another fascinating journey inside the Kingdom of Morocco. Tonight, I'll give you the straight scoop and share with you how you can be praying for this king, his country, and these courageous Christians. What is the state of Christianity here in Morocco? What are the challenges that Christians here face? And what is the king's approach towards safeguarding the rights, the freedom, and even the safety of his Christian subjects? Few places in the world are more challenging to live as a follower of Jesus Christ than in the Muslim world. And few topics are more sensitive and potentially explosive here than as to whether a Christian can fully practice his or her faith and whether they can share their faith in Jesus Christ with others. So as I came back to Morocco after many years away, these were some of the topics I wanted to explore. Today, I'm visiting one of the largest churches in the country, right here in the capital of Rabat. With a population of 37 million people, 99% of Moroccans are Muslims. Estimates of the Christian population here vary. The Moroccan Association of Human Rights estimates there are about 25,000 Christian citizens in the country. Open Doors, the ministry established by the late Brother Andrew, puts the number at 31,400 Moroccan Christians. Additionally, the U.S. State Department estimates that there are another roughly 45,000 Christians from other countries who live, work, and study here in Morocco. Open Doors ranks the kingdom number 27 on its World Watch list of the most difficult places to live for Christians anywhere in the world, describing the level of persecution here as very high. Let me cite an excerpt from their report. Quote, Article 220 of Morocco's Penal Code criminalizes shaking the faith of a Muslim. The law puts many Christians, both Moroccan and foreign, who talk to others about their faith at risk of arrest and criminal prosecution. Christian rights advocates have also been targeted by the Moroccan government for their activities and threatened with violent attacks by Islamic extremists. While the law only punishes proselytizing, Moroccan converts to Christianity can be punished in other ways, like losing inheritance rights and custody of their children, unquote. In 2010, 43 American Christians were expelled from Morocco by the government accused of being missionaries. As I wrote at the time, I was amazed and disappointed that so many Americans could be so hastily deported or refused entry into Morocco without due process of any kind. It appears that Morocco's own immigration laws were not even respected. The move sent shockwaves through the American business community and the Christian community here, as it appeared that evangelicals were no longer welcome in Morocco. At the time, I asked Christians around the world to show patience and love towards the government of Morocco, as well as to pray for Morocco's leaders to change this policy and to correct and apologize for recent mistakes. What later became clear to me was the timing of this move. Every North African country at the time was experiencing the dawn of the Arab Spring. Public support for the Muslim Brotherhood was surging. Indeed, the following year, the Muslim Brotherhood political party would come to power in Moroccan parliamentary elections and remain in power for a decade. This put tremendous pressure on the king to crack down on foreign religious groups, be they Iranian-backed Shia Muslim missionaries or Wahhabi missionaries from Saudi Arabia or evangelicals from the U.S. and elsewhere. Eventually, however, the king's patience with the Islamists ran its course. In 2019, he invited Pope Francis to make a dramatic and high-profile visit to Morocco, the first such visit since Pope John Paul II came here in 1985. That's when I began to notice a significant thaw in Morocco's relations with Christians and Jews. Then came the normalization with Israel in 2020. And now I've been invited by the foreign minister, not only to visit, but to bring more evangelical leaders in the future. Is it enough? No. Much more needs to be done to protect the religious freedom of Christians here and throughout the Arab Muslim world. But these are important steps in the right direction, and I wanted to learn more. So I headed to the royal palace. The man I wanted to meet was Ahmed Tawfiq. Now 79, Tawfiq is Morocco's Minister of Islamic Affairs, in charge of overseeing the country's 51,000 mosques and training all of its Muslim clerics. Your Excellency, what an honor to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for inviting me and be willing to spend time with me.
It's a good moment.
You're very kind.
Thank you very much.
And certainly in the palace, too. It's a real honor for an Israeli, a Jew, and a Christian. Thank you.
You are our friend.
Well, good.
Thank you very much.
I asked Minister Tawfiq to explain the Moroccan model, the king's vision for creating the most peaceful, stable, and tolerant nation in North Africa. I also asked him about what rights Christians have in the kingdom. Mr. Tawfiq, Your Excellency, thank you so much for hosting me here in the palace. It's an honor to meet you. You've been the Minister of Islamic Affairs for 20 years almost. Mm-hmm. That's extraordinary in the level of trust that His Majesty has placed in you, especially as a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. The Minister of Islamic Affairs is a pretty important position.
Sure. Myself, I'm very glad to meet you, Mr. Rosenberg, and with great pleasure to talk with you. And according to what I know about you, you are like an ambassador of Morocco to people, because we don't talk a lot about ourselves. But fortunately, we have some prominent friends that try to tell people what is Morocco.
Well, I love this
country. What Morocco
country
is doing under the instructions and the guidance of His Majesty, the Commander of the Faithful, His Majesty the Mohammed VI.
So, again, this goes to trust, right? This is not just a king. This is a king who's a descendant of the founder of Islam. And so when he appoints someone to say, I want you to go advance Islam and teach what are the values of Islam, that's a high level of trust that he's placed in you. And you said that the Moroccan people are very modest. That is true. I have found that. He is very modest. He doesn't like to do interviews. So you're very gracious to do an interview. That's where I want to start. Rather than you talking about you, why don't you talk about him? Help us understand, help Christians understand, who is King Mohammed VI? What is his vision? And what are the values that are so important that have shaped this peaceful, stable, remarkable kingdom?
In Morocco, we have this Islamic regime. We have this commandership of the faithful. And it's long over our history, centuries and centuries.
But it's peaceful. It's not hostile. It's not genocidal. You're not trying to create war.
No. It's based on a contract that called Bay'ah. And this word is from the word selling, sell. Then people sell the legitimacy to the commander of the faithful, and the commander of the faithful, for that he's engaged to accomplish, to achieve five missions.
So just to be clear, it's almost like the country is hiring the king to do certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. What are the 5 things?
Coming up next on the Rosenberg Report, Joel continues his exclusive interview with Morocco's top Muslim official. What does the king promise to do as commander of the faithful? And what rights do Christians have in this Muslim country? Stay tuned.
Welcome back to this very special edition of the Rosenberg Report. When I sat down in the royal palace here in Rabat, I asked the Minister of Islamic Affairs to explain the king's unique role as commander of the faithful and how Christians and Jews are treated alongside Muslims.
In Morocco, we have this Islamic regime. We have this commandership of the faithful. It's based on a contract that called bay'ah, and this word is from the word selling, sell. Then people sell the legitimacy to the commander of the faithful, and the commander of the faithful, for that he's engaged to accomplish, to achieve five missions.
What are the 5 things?
I could emphasize that it's a written contract.
Okay.
It's not oral.
Okay.
Or written contract, and we have documents from centuries and centuries.
Really? Wow.
The 5 engagements are: he should preserve and protect religion.
Okay.
Why? Because religion gives sense to life. If you don't have religion, your life has no sense. Then he could, and he should give all what is needed for religion.
Okay.
Mosques and teaching and opinion legals from the high institution of theologians and that.
Okay.
The second thing, he should protect lives.
Okay.
Security.
Okay.
And stability.
Okay.
The third thing is he should protect the public order.
Okay.
Based on laws,
right,
and rules. The fourth thing is he should protect wealth,
okay,
and property,
okay,
and merits, and all what is related to economy. The fifth things and the last things, he should protect the dignity of people. Could you find any modern constitution more than that?
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
And does the dignity, I read speeches by you, and I've read speeches by His Majesty talking about the protection of the religion and the dignity of religious minorities, Jews, Christians.
For all, because Muslims consider themselves as a continuity of other religions. And it's said clearly and expressly in the Quran. We are the continuity of the Jewish religion and the Christian religion. We don't have any problems with this original religions in their texts and their prophets.
People of the book.
The people of the book, and we give that. It's really true sense.
Okay, but you know that the Iranian regime, the Islamic State when it existed, and others, Hamas, Hezbollah, they are saying that Islam is to kill Jews and Christians and drive us out of the Middle East. His Majesty clearly doesn't see it that way, but that is a clash that most people outside the Islamic world don't understand, and they're fearful of it.
We have the duty to not confuse some political, issues and religion. Religion is fundamental and eternal, and something that lasts to give values to people. And the first value for people is peace, and peace. Peace and peace.
But it's been a battle, I would say, since 9/11, and certainly since 2003, when you had your own terrible, tragic terrorist attack. It seems like some have said it's been a battle for the soul of Islam to define, both for Muslims and for the world, which Islam are we dealing with, right? So His Majesty has presented the Moroccan model. What is the Moroccan model?
Moroccan model is this no schizophrenia between politics and religion.
Okay.
And this openness to all what is interests of people within the practices of modern mechanisms for democracy and development, and without being in contradiction of our fundamentals. That is the Moroccan model.
My perception of the Moroccan model is that it is moderate. It is kind to Jewish people.
Yeah.
It has been friendly and welcoming to Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been peaceful.
With the Jewish people, it's not a matter of kindness. It's a matter of, it's they are a part of our body, historical body. It's not. We're not just kind with them. Okay. No, they are a part, and Christians are here since many centuries, and they have their churches, and their prophets are, sacred in our belief.
So I want to ask you about questions that Christians are curious about in Muslim countries generally. Certainly, since I'm sitting with you, and you're the head of the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. So, what is allowed for a Christian? What is not allowed? What are the rules for a Moroccan Christian living here? Is there anything that he or she is not allowed to do?
No. What is religious is allowed. What is politics must be under the rules that govern the public order.
So open a church, not a problem. Attend a church, not a problem. All what is
related to religion, they are allowed to do it.
Read the Bible, tell people about their faith in Jesus.
Even some Islamic currents, it's like factions or some other Islamic current. When it comes to religion, everything is allowed.
Okay.
When going beyond religion, using religion for other goals, that is can be, making under the what's the rules of public order.
If a Muslim wants to become an atheist, or a Muslim wants to become an agnostic or a Christian, is that illegal or just culturally frowned upon?
How can I see if someone wants to be something? We don't know it. If he show it, we look at it. If he show it to disturb people, or to go against people, or for another interest, can be.
So a Moroccan can believe what he or she wants. They have to be careful about disturbing the whole society. They have to be discreet.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a fair understanding? Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, my Moroccan friends tell me that is the answer, but I want to hear it from you, because I think it's important for our audience to hear.
That is
because when you're the when the king is the commander of the faithful, it means he's protecting them.
Yeah.
And so that means now foreign people coming, that's a different question, but Moroccans are allowed to believe what they want. They can change if they want. But the question is, how do you not destabilize the society and the environment here? And I think that's important for people to know, because I don't think most people do know that.
Yeah, exactly.
It was an intriguing answer. While the king makes it his responsibility to ensure that Christians can practice their faith, he doesn't want to see foreigners coming to destabilize Moroccan society. Now look, Jesus commanded us to go and make disciples of all nations. Yet the apostles Peter and Paul command us to honor the king. Here, that's a balancing act. Muslim converts are sharing the gospel with many. They've even created their own YouTube channel to share their faith. But their main challenge, they tell me, isn't the government. It's the pressure of family and neighbors against their faith. So as Christmas approaches, let's be praying for Christians throughout the Arab Muslim world and right here in Morocco to have God's wisdom and the power of His Holy Spirit to serve Christ with joy and boldness.
Coming up next on the Rosenberg Report, Joel wraps up his fascinating week in Morocco with a visit to Casablanca. And don't forget to subscribe to the Rosenberg Report's YouTube channel to watch stories you may have missed. Stay tuned.
It's been an amazing week here in Morocco, and where better to end it than at Rick's Cafe in Casablanca. Come on in. Hi, sir. Good to meet you. Shukran. Of course, the most famous line at the end of Casablanca is, "This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." And I think in many ways it really is a beautiful friendship that's building, that's growing between Morocco and Israel for sure. It's a long friendship actually between Morocco and the Jewish community. There's 1 million Moroccan Jews that live in Israel. Half the cabinet in Israel is descendants of Moroccan Jews. That's a great friendship, and it's been growing, it's strong for many years. I think the question is whether, as I end this trip, I think the question for me is it the beginning of a beautiful friendship for Morocco and evangelical Christians? And I think that will take some time. It's not illegal to be an evangelical Christian here, but it's very, very sensitive. So as we wrap up the Rosenberg Report from Morocco this week, I want to encourage you to be praying for the country, certainly for the king, and for all the courageous Christians that live here and serve the Lord here and are trying to be a blessing to the people of Morocco. Here's looking at you, kid. God bless you. I'm Joel Rosenberg from Casablanca for the Rosenberg Report.